to another brick for brick versus episode where I put two cars of similar stature, like two F1 cars or two LMP cars, head to head to decide which one looks better, is built better, is enjoyable to build better, and where the final product comes together nicer. And this episode, of course, is these two. Is the Porsche LMP, this thing right here. I believe its specific name is Porsche 963. This one over here. And the BMW M Hybrid, something like that. Now, the BMW is a bit newer, so they're not exactly the same year. But then again, if you look at last episodes, the Mercedes F1 and the McLaren F1, these two were actively completely different when it came to their design. But this time around, the Porsche pretty much still looks like this, alright? So it's not even that bad. It's not that bad. Of course, this is part of the overarching plot of this whole channel, which is to grow the Speed Champion collection up to a point where I start putting them up on the wall in a massive grid, and that's what every one of these videos has been an episode in the series of. But of course, we got these mini series in between where we do brick for brick versus, and you guys enjoyed the last one, so I'm happy to bring it back with the LMP cars. Straight away, before the build process, of course, subscribe, which would be appreciated. We are rocketing to 1,000 subscribers, and been loving growing this community. Again, I'm like in between really busy stuff on the main channel, which, by the way, whenever I mention the main channel, you guys want to know what the main channel is. It's called Sidwaj. See, I was Sidwaj before, and then I went funny Brickwaj. So SIDWAJ. There you go. Maybe I'll just start linking it in the description or put it on the channel. But I'm really busy there, and I've got like a couple of minutes before my food arrives. I eat that, and then I stream right after uploading a video that went up like, half an hour ago. I'm on the grind. So yeah, subscribe, because I'm doing a bunch here. And yeah, I've enjoyed building this community the same way I built that one. But yeah, first and foremost, before the actual build process, we have the buying. Now, the thing with the BMWs is, if I put the box still there, I do have the box still there. Well, the BMWs are, hang on, in a 2-pack. You have to buy them with the BMW M4 GT3. Here's the thing, I don't actually think that's too much of an issue. I actually quite like the GT3. We'll talk about it a bit later. But look, I'll just say it's not too bad. But yes, you will have to buy the BMW via the 2-pack, whereas you can get the Porsche on Amazon. I think I got this for £15. It goes for dirt cheap. Dirt cheap. This thing right here. This thing you can pick up for nothing. Whereas the BMW, especially being new, isn't gonna be that discounted anytime soon. I don't know, maybe it will be. I'm fairly certain it might be part of the new pricing as well, which jumps from something along the lines of, I want to say, the £40 to about 40, maybe even £50 or 48, something like that. Not the greatest, but what are you gonna do? So it's up to you. Do you want to have to pay the extra to get the BMW with an extra BMW, or do you just want to get the Porsche? Because the Porsche, it's quite nice, but I will say that other one that it comes with, this thing over here, due to a bunch of factors I'm going to talk about today, I think this thing is better than the LMP cars. I think this thing, at least better than the BMW LMP car. I really like this thing. More than I thought I would. It comes together really nicely, and the design factors that I like about this thing, its inclusion of the BMW livery being really well done, with the parts going from the corners diagonally, a bunch of those features really well done on this car. And the curvature, all of it, it works a lot nicer than how those same features worked on the BMW M Hybrid. And I'll explain that in a minute, because there's a notable amount that's a bit, To begin with, I will show you guys and talk about the build of both of these cars. So let's do that. Now, the build of these things, the BMW definitely used a bunch of, fancy little techniques, I will say. The BMW used a bunch of little techniques. It's also a bit longer, so there's more build specifically, But the BMW used a bunch of really nice techniques. Both of these were sticker heavy, and I prepared myself for sticker heavy, but God, do I get what people meant when they said sticker heavy. The Porsche, in a much sadder way, uses stickers for detail a bit more in some areas, in like the corners, where the BMW is mostly just using the stickers for livery until the lights. But I guess, you know what, that's not really build related. As far as the build, both were pretty nice. Different techniques, where the BMW uses I suppose on the side, studs on the side coming out. Is it snot? Studs not on top? I think that's what people call it. It uses that technique. But the Porsche LMP, everything's upwards. Everything's facing upwards, studs-wise, I suppose. For the most part, at least. They come together really nicely. They also use different parts to represent similar things, because of course they're from the same racing series, so they do have a fair few things pretty similar, but still done in different ways, because that's how the different cars look. Like certain pipes exiting, the Porsche does it close to the fins, and different things come together nicely. Especially both the fins, the thing that leads to the spoiler. That's done really interestingly on both cars, I will say. The BMW and the Porsche, but one thing is it uses a massive sticker on that. I actually, during the build process, speaking of building, I did accidentally place a sticker the wrong way around for the first time on this channel. I managed to do that on the BMW. But all in all, not noticeably fun builds, but like they were all right, I wouldn't complain about them. They were fine and dandy builds, all things considered. The Porsche and this. But tell you what, something I will chuck out there. When the podcast hits monetization, I was considering, because I don't want to put the builds in the full-length builds in the actual videos to any capacity. Tried that once, didn't really work. Instead, what I might do is, for membership, it'll be cheap. It'll be £2. If I add more features to it, it'll be a bit more. But maybe like £2 to £5, so even cheaper in dollars. Or is it the other way around? No, hang on. I don't know. But yeah, a cheap membership for if anyone wants. I'll put lo-fi music on it, or just chill music, and I'll upload the full builds for members of non-custom Speed Champion. So whenever I am using a Speed Champion car that isn't an official one, I might chuck that up for members. If someone wants, they can have a build up in the background and, listen to the music, chill, just providing... I don't know, it's like build ASMR, except I don't have the actual build sound, because I'm often in a call talking, but, you get chill music, and you get to watch a build come together. I don't know if anyone would enjoy that. If you're listening to this section right now, let me know if you specifically would enjoy something like that, where you get to watch the entire build process, because there's nowhere else I can put that other than sped up here, right? But moving on to the head-to-head of these two cars. Well, a pretty bad start. A part just came off as I finished talking about the build process of these two cars. The accuracy. Now, that's a major thing, because some people did mention, hey, it's a bit weird putting them head-to-head when it comes to other things, when it comes to stuff like, I suppose, just the general overall design, because obviously they're different cars. I will still do that. What is it, 963? Yeah. I will still do that, but just, I won't put as much care into that specifically because it is different because they're different cars. That's why they don't look the same. But have I literally just said they're different because they don't look the same? See, I'm losing my mind. And that's what you guys are here to see. But accuracy-wise, both of these aren't amazing. I'm looking at them right now. Both of these aren't great when it comes to accuracy. They both, obviously it's Lego, but LMP cars are really curvy. Like really, really notoriously curvy, of course. And these cars just aren't amazing at capturing those curves the entire time. The Porsche, I think the front lights are too high up compared to the rest of it. Like this whole front grille, way too high up compared to what the real one looks like. The pod is obviously not crazy accurate. It's way too long by the looks of it, I would say. It's a lot more compact. The fin thing, that, beautifully done. The spoiler in the rear, I will say. The spoiler in the rear, pretty accurate. Obviously, it's still a bit, yeah. I'm gonna hope that it was just thicker in the older generations, but I will say, way too thick. way too thick, but that might just be the newer versions don't look like this. But I like this design. I like what they've done there. It looks nice, and this whole area comes together really nicely with the, you know, the coming down there and the coming down there. It's rather good. It's rather good. But it just doesn't hold up because obviously these cars are really curvy cars. Not the fault of the car. It's Lego. Look, it's still really well done as far as accuracy. And the BMW, on the other hand, does do some things a bit better. Like this, it probably sticks up a bit too much, but it's pretty alright. It's pretty good. The cockpit thing looks a bit more accurate to the BMW one. The front here, and again, this is where we're sort of confined by Lego. The BMW grills, not done amazingly, especially not compared to the car that I mentioned, the other one it comes with. This one does the BMW grills really nicely, and the way they go in deep, and you can actually go, you know, they go in there, right? These ones, not so much, you know, really not so much. And obviously they don't go in that much in the real life thing, but you can clearly see what's in there, rather than just the black abyss, which is looking into the front of a BMW, you know, the actual one. And this part here is just a bit meh. This little stud on the front, the lights as well. The Porsche uses brick lights on the back, and it uses a brick light on the front. Likely due to the style of the lights, sure. But I do feel like they could have done the front ones in Lego somehow, but the lights are all printed stickers, and I do not like. I'm not a bit, and they feel like they're way more on the side than on the front. But you know, like yeah, you can barely see the lights on the front profile when you can very much see the lights on the front profile of the real life BMW LMP. Again, not a criticism of the actual physical design. It's a criticism of accuracy. So same with the back. It's just a sticker on a brick, which I guess we're kind of stuck with what the what it looks like, and that I suppose you could argue is due to the car and not due to the actual design of it. I will say again, accuracy back there, not amazing, but holds up a bit better than a fair few other areas do. Bearing in mind, camera, my one, flipped. I flipped my camera just because that's what I've been used to for content creation for the last year. To clarify. One thing I will say, well, I say that because obviously the livery, you might be looking at it and thinking, hang on a minute, the livery's back to back. It's just my camera. Tires, I cannot stress enough how much, to be fair, the rims on this one are pretty accurate to what the rims look like on the Porsche 963. It's pretty accurate. And actually, now the more I look at it, the more I would argue that the BMW actually has rims that are a bit closer to this. I was about to go on a tirade, and I was preparing on going a tirade on how the new Lego racing car rims that they've got, wheels that they've got, are so much better, but they're not supposed to be deep, really deep rims like that, deep wheels like that. They're supposed to be out. They're supposed to be flat with the tire and have spokes. This one, sure, it has spokes underneath, but it doesn't have the spokes that match up with the BMW. I might actually look into my bag of rims, which I don't know what I've done with. Where have I put my bag of rims? I might actually put on some of the matching rims I have with the Porsche LMP, because I just feel like they look better than, or more accurate at least, to the actual BMW design. Huh. Ain't that a weird one? That they added these better rims, but I mean, maybe it was easier to be consistent, right? Instead of putting two separate types of rims in the set, maybe it was cheaper to just put the same racing wheels that they have on the BMW M4. Which again, the BMW M4, they work on the BMW M4. They just kind of don't work on the BMW LMP. Or I guess, I might be inaccurate calling it an LMP. Look, it did LMP, yes, but, you know, obviously, technically now it runs the WEC. That's what I should have been saying. By the way, WEC, if you haven't watched the racing series that these cars are from, check it out. Actual pinnacle of motorsport right now. F1, schmef1. Am I right? This WEC actually goes pretty damn hard. Here we go. So, let me add on these. Can you even? Oh, you can't. I don't have spare wheels. Of course I don't have spare wheels. I'm not a Lego. I mean, I could put these on something. I could swap it out with these. I guess I might do that. But damn. Interesting. What a weird revelation that I've made mid this thing. Stickers, though. Let's talk about the stickers. Because although the BMW does use a lot of stickers, I did also end up putting on a sticker incorrectly on the BMW. It was this one over here that I had to then remove. I actually did that twice now that I think about it. One of this side, I put this one on here, or the other one, and then this one on the other, essentially alternating. And I had to take that off and do it. I don't know what I was on. I didn't do it with the Porsche, and I built the Porsche after. So I was just bad for the BMW, clearly. There's a lot of stickers on this BMW. If we compare the sheets, you can see that this is the sticker sheet for the Porsche, and I don't even think it's this. I think it is a different one lying around here somewhere. Yes, it is. God, especially the big stickers did my head in on this BMW. The BMW stickers are these. You can see it's not a lot more, but it is more, and also it comes with this. And this bad boy right here upsets me because they're stickers on the they're stickers on the cockpit area, and you can get fingerprints in those so easily putting them on. It does my head, and I do use the tool to put them on, but you know, it still sucks. It's still annoying. But what are you gonna do at this rate, I guess, right? What are you gonna do? Oh well, I'll make the rim swap at some other time. No, you know what? I'll do that now. Who cares? I'll edit a Brickwise video, damn right. So, a few revelations. One is that the tires that go on the Mercedes F1 car, those are the older, I believe, smaller rims. These bigger rims do not fit on these tires. That's kind of alright. I don't really mind that. I would prefer to have these on without rims than have those ones on without rims, for actually one slightly new reason. Something I just noticed, a big revelation, because I thought about it. I was like, oh, then I'll have empty looking rims on the Mercedes, and you know, it's whatever, because I really like these rims on the McLaren. You can see the P0. Took me a second. These ones, the Pirellis. I like these, right? And I like that they're the slick tires, the new slick tires, the ones that we're talking about here. And what I've just found out, and I wasn't expecting, I don't know why, this, which fits on the older, smaller tires, also happens to fit on these brand new slick tires, which is perfect. So now, we've got actual slicks. Look, I know this wasn't about the Mercedes F1 to begin with, but now we've got actual slick tires on the Mercedes F1 instead of having, I guess, yeah, they were blue because they were wet tires, right? Sure. Okay, what? I'd still rather this. I still prefer this design. Them being the wet tires, sure, all well and good, but slicks. Even if that doesn't make sense, I'm not having it. Because I'm fine with this. Especially given I'm not too much of a fan of both of these. Look, if I had to brick for brick versus aside, I'm not a great fan of either of these, really. That might just be me. They're also really long. The BMW is almost as long as the longest one, which I've just torn apart, actually, by mistake. All right, it'll stay torn apart. The longest one, the Mercedes F1, right? It is almost as long as that. In fact, I guess by that, on the spoiler, yeah. And then if I had the spoiler on the back and it didn't just fall off, you would see that it is about that kind of distance. Hang on a minute. How does this bloody spoiler go on? Does it really go on just like that? Sure, I guess. Okay, it's not too much further back. That's about the distance. But yeah, they're as long as F1 cars. They look like bricks, right? But that's, again, the nature of the actual car that they're copying. If I was a bigger fan of the WEC, which I do like the WEC, but I just want more of these, if anything. The WEC doesn't change too much year on year. I would love more of these, and that's what would make me like these a bit more. At the moment, though, just having these two, I struggle to like these a great amount. They're still pretty fine. One thing I will say, and it goes back to this thing versus the other BMW you get, I much prefer the way the livery's done. I think I talked about that already, but this livery looks consistent. It looks sleek. The only issue I have is this over here, this area here. You see how that's dark blue, and then this slope is light blue, but the sticker there is dark blue? The slope should have been dark blue. I'm chucking that one out there. But this one, with the same sort of vague livery style, just looks so messy. Again, yes, it's slightly to do with the livery, but then just generally, it just looks really damn messy. I don't know if it's because it's done with the bricks there, but, you can make a good livery with bricks. I don't know, it just did not come together nicely. One thing I'll say as well, Porsche, old enough that they didn't have the racing wheel. They didn't even use the game controller. They just used an actual wheel in there. And that's definitely a blight on the Porsche. Whereas the BMW uses the brand new printed racing wheel. Very, very, very nice. A very good upgrade comparing this to the other one, I will definitely say. Then, when it comes to these two, the backs of them, I definitely prefer the Porsche. The side profiles, I would prefer the BMW, honestly. And the fronts, I'm probably gonna go the Porsche again. The build, it was pretty neck and neck. They were both pretty alright, both very sticker heavy. Designs, unfortunate due to the nature of the way the cars look, but pretty alright jobs at the accuracy there. And now that I got them both, you know what? Not too bad. So, what's upcoming on the Brickwatch channel? I am going to be doing, this is it, by the way. We're done with the brand new Speed Champions. We are now moving on to, back to customs, basically. Back to custom Speed Champions. So, I will probably buy the Corvette at some point and do a brick for brick against that and the BMW M4 GT, whatever. M4, I think. But next on the channel, you're probably going to see this Friday, right? What is it, Monday? Oh no, it's already, is this a Friday video? No, this is the Monday video. Yes, next Friday, this coming Friday, you're gonna see my collection. You're gonna see a video going through my entire collection, that being the ones you guys might not have seen before, proper looks at, like the RX-7s, the Envision, the Audi R8, cars that you guys haven't properly seen before. I'm going to be doing a My Full Speed Champion collection, because we are at, let's run through it, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13, oh, I have to remember which ones are empty and which ones aren't, 14, 15, 16, for the poster project over there, what am I missing? What can I not see? 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 25. My 25 vehicle speed champion collection. I'll recount to be accurate for the actual thumbnail title. But yeah, whoa. There's a lot. And you guys will see that soon. And then right after that, we're going to be jumping into a video game related custom, which actually uses the parts from the Mercedes F1 set. And you get a car from a racing game. So that should be good. I'll see you boys in the next one, though. That's about it from me. Thank you so much for watching. In a bit.